Good morning and welcome to 5900 Wilshire, not only the address of 100.3 The Sound, but also the name of this program where we bring you all sorts of great people in Southern California who are making a difference here, doing good work. I'm Larry Morgan, filling in for Sherry Donovan in this segment, and very happy to talk with Kim Martin, the founder and co-director of Grades of Green, which you can find at gradesofgreen.org. It's a nonprofit organization that helps parents and educators create a healthier environment for their school children. Kim, thanks for talking with us.
No problem.
This is fascinating. You know, obviously education in schools is a constant hot button. With an election coming up, it's going to be talked about all the time. And it always seems to kind of focus on grades and funding and that sort of thing. And also another story that's seems to have been in the news the last couple of years is school meals and things like that. But there's so much more to a child's environment at school than just that. And that seems to be the focus of what you guys are doing here. Tell us a little more about Grades of Green.
Sure. So Grades of Green is a national nonprofit group, and we provide environmental education and conservation programs for kids. Our mission is to inspire, empower kids in the broader school community to care for the environment. How we do that is we give parents and teachers, administrators, really anyone who has an interest in bringing this program to their school, free instructions for making their schools greener. So we have dozens of free activities on our website so that any teacher, parent, administrator, or kids who want to make their school greener, and by the way, save money for their school along the way, can just go online. They follow our very explicit step-by-step instructions, and all of this is for free. There's just tons of activities, for example, for reducing trash, for reducing emissions, getting rid of harmful classroom chemicals. We provide in-classroom education on the environment, just dozens of programs like that. And it's all at gradesofgreen.org.
Gradesofgreen.org. That is great stuff. And it sounds like can it be made fun so that the kids can get involved as well?
That's a great question. It's actually, we consider that to be the most important component of what we do. All of these activities are hands-on, fun activities. They're not where we go into classrooms and lecture to the students. It really is, we believe that it will be more intrinsic to them. The learning will be more intrinsic if they're actually doing and having fun while they're doing. So each of our activities has some type of a hands-on component activity to it so that the kids are actually doing something and learning in the process. They're not even knowing that they're learning in the process. And I think that is why it's so successful.
There's nothing that's going to turn off a kid more than telling them that something is good for them. So how did Grades of Green get started? This is fascinating.
Yeah, we got our start about 5 years ago. There were four plus moms, several parents who got together, and we just thought we wanted to make at the time our one school, cleaner and greener. And really, not all those moms were even, pro-environment at the time. Some of them had just seen Al Gore's, movie, the documentary, of course, that came out, and were really inspired to do something about it. And so we all started talking and got together and loosely formed a volunteer organization to just take simple steps at our school to green it. Well, word caught within other neighboring schools and the district, word caught on really, really quickly. And before we knew it, the entire district, which at the time was, 7 schools, within a month, we were all in a meeting together collaborating on how we could, do all these actions at all of those schools collectively. And then our small little volunteer organization started getting a lot of press, and we won a lot of awards. We weren't seeking to do so. It just kind of was falling into our lap. And we really felt that we were on to something. And because of the press and because of the awards, we started getting calls from all over the country from like-minded parents asking, how do we do this too at our school? And so we were spending all of our, free time like sending, well, here's this document and here's how you do this. And we were walking parents through this one by one. So 4 of us got together and collectively thought, hey, what if we put all of the, step-by-step how-tos up on our website, up on a website, if we started a nonprofit so that, parents across the country can benefit from the trial and error and the lessons that we've learned and the activities that we've created. So that is really the genesis of Grades of Green. We launched as a national nonprofit about 3 years ago. Our website launched just under 2 years ago, and it has grown like gangbusters. It has just really caught on like wildfire.
Around the world, you said?
Around the world. It definitely, we're in, the United States, and Australia is our country outside of the United States, but we hope to, ultimately change that someday. We right now have over 65,000 kids registered in our program. We're in over 17 states in Australia, as you just mentioned. We're in over 100 schools currently, and then the really exciting thing is we've just recently partnered with Republic Services and the LA Unified District to bring our program to approximately 1,200 LA Unified schools.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we're really excited.
That's great. How many schools do you believe you're involved with in Southern California right now?
Southern California, I'd say at least half of our 100 currently registered schools probably are Southern California. We are, we started in the South Bay here in Southern California, and that, definitely is where our roots are. However, like I said, we're in over 17 states. It is a web-based program, so it is a program, you don't have to be in Southern California by any stretch of the imagination.
Sure.
Anyone from anywhere, across the country and the world can easily go onto our website and navigate it. Like I said, it was really important to us to try and make all of the trial and error and research and the artwork that we'd created and the flyers that we've created available to parents. So on each of our, over 40 plus activities, we have all of that, detailed for whoever is going to be bringing this activity to their school.
Terrific. We're talking to Kim Martin, founder and co-director of Grades of Green at gradesofgreen.org. If you'd like to check it out, give us a little more detail on these activities you described. What are the kinds of things, as the kids kind of dig in and get more involved, what kind of things are they doing?
Sure. So as of now, we have about 40 plus activities, on our website that, parents, kids, whoever can take on. We're constantly learning about more, and we're incorporating more into our program because, there are just, an infinite amount of ways and things that you can do to green the school. As we mentioned, all the activities are hands-on so that it's fun for the kids, and the hands-on component really results in this deeper learning. So some of the activities that we have, some of our key ones, if you will. We have one called Trash Free Tuesdays. We have, to kind of going with the keeping it fun for kids, we have a day of the week associated with certain of our activities. So Monday is Make a Difference Mondays, and Tuesday is Trash Free Tuesdays, which I'll talk a little bit about because it's certainly one of our bigger ones. Wednesdays is Walk to School Wednesdays. Thursdays is Detox Thursdays, and Friday is Freaky Fridays, where we try and educate kids about some, a cause out there in the world that's, bigger than them in their smaller arena, if you will, and what they can do about it. It's really important to us, going back to our mission statement, to inspire kids to want to protect the environment, but also to empower them. I think there's so much information out there that can be very overwhelming, and like you were mentioning earlier, can seem preachy. Here's what you should do.
Right.
And we want kids to want to do this and to know that they can do this, to be empowered to do this is something that, these are changes that they can do, really simple things that really they add up. They really all collectively make a huge difference. Absolutely.
And you would also think that when you begin at this age, and I'm assuming this is generally elementary, is there a better age to kind of begin teaching these habits that you suggest?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, our program is K through 12. However, I certainly think the younger that, these habits can be instilled, the better off we all will be. And that actually goes to our vision statement of our nonprofit. And that is, we really want to make environmental protection second nature to kids.
Yeah, not like it's an effort, but this is part of your everyday life. This is the way it should be.
That's exactly right. I mean, you and I as adults, we have our habits. It's hard to change the habits of adults. If we can teach these values to kids, then they just grow up thinking, well, of course you recycle, this. Of course you compost this. And of course you sort your trash. Of course, these are just, of course, it's just like I said, it's second nature. We liken it to, getting into a car and putting on a seatbelt. At this point, kids don't even think about it. It's just what they do.
Right.
And we're really hoping to make environmental protection second nature to kids so that they'll grow up, they're going to be the the future of our country and our world.
Absolutely.
The stewards of our country and our world and the environment. And by giving them these values, whatever, walks of life they end up going into, whatever careers, they'll have these values to take with them.
Absolutely. And it's great to learn these at an early age. And of course, I'm sure you include the parents as much as possible, because most of those habits are, you can do so much in school, but as long as the parents are bought in and are doing the same things at home, that's pretty important too.
That's actually a really good question. We've found, funny enough, the reverse to be true, that whereas parents might have a hard time changing their habits, for example, our Trash-Free Tuesdays activity, it's all about bringing a trash-free lunch to school, a really simple thing that kids can do that really adds up to reducing the amount of waste that goes to our landfills. Quick stat, I think LA County alone, uses enough trash is generated every day in Los Angeles County alone to fill up Dodger Stadium. So It's just crazy, staggering stuff, right? So by bringing this trash-free lunch, we can really make a difference. Well, a lot of parents, they have their habits on how they're packing the lunch, like, what is this, just another thing for me to take on. So we really try and we send the educational component home with the kids, why this matters, but also how you can do it. Here's how, some ways to make it easier. And then we just make it really fun at the school. So we reward the kids, with fun hand stamps. Again, we provide the artwork for the hand stamps on our website. We have the flyers on our website. And then, some schools have done contests. We're like, if you bring a trash-free lunch, you get a raffle ticket. And at the end of the month, you are entered into a contest for prizes such as a, iTunes, gift certificate, stuff like that. So really making the kids having fun with it and wanting to do it. Well, you start, having those kind of contests and giving those rewards. The kids are the ones who then come home. They're like, Mom,
telling the parents,
Dad, we gotta pack this trash-free lunch. And so
you wrapped my sandwich in cellophane. What were you doing?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, that kind of makes a lot of sense. And also, peer pressure is a very powerful thing. If your friends are doing it, you want to be doing it too.
Exactly.
That's great. Well, we're almost out of time here, but feels like there's so much more to talk about. It's Kim Martin with Grades of Green at gradesofgreen.org. And sometimes in the grand scheme of things, parents and educators can feel like they've got their priorities and they're just trying to kind of make sure that education and information gets in the students' heads. Why do you feel like this is so important to this generation of school kids?
Let me answer that, and let me first address part of your question, which is we really try with every single one of our 40-plus activities to make sure that it's not an additional burden to the school or to teachers. So all of these are things that are generally done outside of the classroom. There is curriculum that the teachers can use in the classroom, but again, all of this, we really get it. I mean, teachers, administrators, they're full up and they're struggling as it is. So we don't want this to be yet another thing that they have to take on. Rather, it really is a volunteer run organization. If you bring this to your school, you would have volunteers who would, be there at the lunchtime to help, reward and educate the kids, for example.
Great.
So I think, why? I think every parent wants to make sure their children grow up in a clean and healthy environment, of course. And there's many areas where we need to make the environment healthier for them. And Grades of Green provides the tools to do just that. There's so many benefits because Grades of Green is not only helping parents create a cleaner and healthier world for their kids, but we're also teaching kids lessons that they're going to keep for a lifetime. And I think that's the most important part. We're helping make environmental protection second nature in them.
It's a fantastic effort and one that obviously it's catching fire and people are really responding to. So if you are an educator at any level, if you're a parent, if you're a kid and you hear something that kind of inspires you that you would like to spread through your school, gradesofgreen.org is where you can get all that information. Hopefully we'll have a whole lot more schools in Southern California joining in on this effort and getting more information.
Go there, talk to your schools, talk to other parents, see if you can bring this to your school, organize volunteers, implement a program. We're there as a free resource to help you do just that.
Excellent. Well, thank you for helping to make such a difference here in Southern California and beyond as this effort grows. Kim Martin, founder and co-director of Grades of Green, thanks for talking with us on 5900 Wilshire.
Thank you.
Gradesofgreen.org to find out more information. And we'll be back with more coming up on 100.3 The Sound.